I'm at Freedom Park, Lagos, formerly Old Broad Street Prison. And what better place to celebrate the life of a man who was himself thrown into prison numerous times. This is the last night of the 13th edition of Felabration. It's been 7 days of musical performances, documentaries, plays, all in honor of internationally renowned human rights activist Fela Kuti. Tonight, a play is being staged about his life. It's titled Fela, Son of Kuti, and it's directed by Toyin Oshineke. Stay tuned.
As soon as we sign, they can't live and get all night till the next morning. As the back return Calafita, no one to Papa not talk to anybody. He just enter in the room, lock the door. In Mama no, go. He no answer. In Iyana J no, he no answer. Now so Pierre come catch everybody for inside Calafita. After about 1 hour, we just hear him saxophone they play. Make my brother hungry, we cannot
I'm here with No More Loss, singer, songwriter, producer. How did you first encounter Fela? What was your encounter with him, his music, in any form?
I think that was first time that I had, maybe when I was like 2, when I could hear music and say, oh, I like that, and it was Fela.
What did you like about his sound, his music?
It was just truthful. It was just, to me, as I grew up and started understanding what he was saying, I was like, oh, that guy is different. You know, Fela is just different. He's crazy, but that man is making sense though. He's crazy, but he's making sense, a lot of sense. And so I'd always want to listen more to what he's saying, you know. And then, you know, you'll be in that mood where you can bop your head to it. But as you're bopping your head, you're bopping into that consciousness. Oh, okay, right, you know. And he just appeared to me as a man of the people. You know, it was a rebel. You know, it was a musical rebel. It was just a man that had a lot to say. And the happiest place he found to say it was through music. Whether he was singing or not singing, you could feel him. You know, you could feel Fela. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You can never find two, just one Abameda.
So, as a singer-songwriter, would you say he's influenced you and how you write music, how you perform in any way?
Any way? All the way.
Okay, let's go.
You know, because I think, you know, Fela spoke from his heart, not his head. He wasn't a man inclined to the commercial way of doing things. He didn't care much whether he made a penny or not. He would throw a show at every given opportunity, have an audience to talk to people. You know, he was entertaining you, but he was educating you at the same time. You know, and whether you signed him up or not, it was about him. It was about what he felt. The whole world could tell him it was wrong, but he felt it. And the average man, the common man, could find a place to identify with that man and his message. They say, he did yarn our mind. That man did yarn our mind. You know, he spoke about it. And for me, when it played a vital part in helping me to define for myself what music means to me. It's not just a celebration of the vanities. It's a reflection of what I feel and what I hope to see. Because for me, Fela was a symbol of hope for people. He was the mouthpiece of the people. That hope symbol. People could Fela go yana, go talk out. You know, he was closer to the people. He wasn't far off. But then That's why you would always see him as a star, your mouthpiece.
Alright, then what do you see as the significance of an event like Felabration, you know, celebrating Fela's legacy, and do you think that it's being appreciated as it should be, as someone who did so much for the people and was their mouthpiece?
I think that most people, well, I'll speak for two parts now. Most people don't even know Fela. They hear his song in passing. Okay, this is what we think he's about, but that's it. Oh, that Igbo smoking man. Oh, that very promiscuous man, you know, too many wives, always in trouble, jailbird. It's, you know, so people have different views of him. It depends on what side of the divide you're standing on, you know. So I think that a lot of people don't really have a full understanding of the man. And how can you celebrate a person that you don't understand? You know, the celebration, Felabration is a great project. And yes, the organizers have a mindset that means well. But for those that are coming from far and near to experience Felabration, I think most of them don't even know the man. And so it affects the whole what we see and what we hear. You know, because you for a man that spoke so much about the social ills and showed people their inner strengths and showed people that you can change this if we all got together and talked about it. I would say that I have watched the platform and I see a lot more of celebrating the show than the celebration of the man. Because the man was about educating. Leave the madness of Fela. We're all crazy in our own ways, but leave the madness aside. The man had a vision. He had a vision for black development, for the development of the black mind. You know, learning and developing your own environment, developing your community, developing and empowering yourselves to be better. And when I watch the celebration, and I like to use the word I watch the celebration, I see a celebration, I don't see much of the education in it. Because not many are being educated. Because they are fixing themselves only on the negative. Yes, we want to smoke. Yes, we want to drink and party all night. Which is Fela. Come on. We love him for that. But while we're doing that, while we all come together, what's feeding our minds? You know? And I think that for me is a major issue. I love the celebration, but I'm waiting for the education.
So more Fela in the celebration than just celebration. Okay. So then, in terms of younger artists coming up and what they're putting out there in terms of content of their music, do you see them even perhaps trying to have an impact or to use their music as a tool like Fela? Where do you see our youths going in terms of activism in music?
I would say that I have watched the platform and I see a lot more of celebrating the show than the celebration of the man. Because the man was about educating. Leave the madness of Fela. We're all crazy in our own ways, but leave the madness aside. The man had a vision. He had a vision for black development, for the development of the black mind. You know, learning and developing your own environment, developing your community, developing and empowering yourselves to be better. And when I watch the celebration, and I like to use the word I watch the celebration, I see a celebration, I don't see much of the education in it. Because not many are being educated. Because they are fixing themselves only on the negative. Yes, we want to smoke. Yes, we want to drink and party all night, which is Fela. Come on. We love him for that. But while we're doing that, while we all come together, what's feeding our minds? You know? And I think that's one that for me is a major issue. I love the celebration, but I'm waiting for the education.
So more Fela in the celebration than just celebration. Okay. So then, in terms of younger artists coming up and what they're putting out there in terms of content of their music, do you see them even perhaps trying to have an impact or to use their music as a tool like Fela? Where do you see our youths going in terms of activism in music?
I think many of them are too scared to just be themselves, to have a conviction of change. And that is easy to see why. Because they'll look and say, who are the people that have made it so far doing the good stuff, doing the social crusading? And you should understand also that we're in a microwave generation now. They want it now. No, there's no patience. Because, the musical shelf life is increasingly being cut down. The artists before now would release an album and you could look towards doing a tour and being on the road at least 2, 3, 4 years. But right now, your shelf life is like 3 months because of the commercial volume that's being churned out. So much in terms of volume, and everybody wants to use the tag musician. So what are they trying to teach? You listen to it yourself. You listen to the radio. You watch the videos, and you're confused. You're almost asking yourself, "Am I watching musical videos or am I watching soft porn?" You're almost confused. Mute it. Try it one day. Just mute the TV, and you're confused. You're asking yourself, "What am I watching?" So they don't have elders. That's what I always say. They don't have elders that will show them any different. They see the next man do it. Oh, he did this very lewd kind of song, and he's made money. I'm doing this very nice and teaching people and be humanitarian. Scrap that! I'm not making money. So I do one, they call it commercial track. So I do one quick commercial track and I'm making money. Which is better? Money, commercial.
Fela sang about Afrobeat. The same way he sang about Lady and colonial mentality.
It is not the song that matters, but the message is there.
I mean, the truth in that. Okay. Pick out one single word in the entire lyrics that you consider to be a lie.
My people say that a child that is here to have a good grip of the handle of a machete should not seek out those that killed his father. Humanity desires those that speak the truth, but does not want to hear the truth.
Behind us right now, there's a stage play going on, and that's one of the things that's unique about Felabration. But look around you, there are not too many people here. Because here it's all about the education. But they don't want to be educated. They want to celebrate.
Probably a ton of people at the shrine.
A ton of people. Tonight you'll see a great divide. Here we have documentaries, we have the story. You can actually get to know the man. And so when you get on stage, you reverence the man when you perform. Because you know that this is what he stood for. But hey, you will not find too many people here. And it's a choice, it's a youth choice. But if you had more role models that could encourage, it'll be nice. I need to give it to the young guys, to the music right now. They've put in so much effort on their own without assistance from a lot of, the older guys, seeing them through music. They've stumbled, wumbled, and, gotten themselves to that place where they've become relevant on their own. It's like a broken bone set wrong. If you need to teach them now, you have to break that bone all over. But the structure doesn't permit that, you know. So they're not so in tune with the trying to do it right, because they've always done it their way. Even though you can criticize all you want for it being the not so structured or organized way, but hey, they're making money. So if you come now and trying to teach them, it's not going to work, really. But if you had more role models that could provide more platforms, as Felabration has done consistently, but now show them how to do it professionally, and say it's still about music. It's still about, Fela was about music. He was a structured musician. He was an organized musician. He was a showman. Help them put all this together, and then we'll see them trying to now leave their comfort zone, which will be commercial, make money quick, to make impact, make relevance. You know, there's always CSR.
So education, as well as some enlightened and awareness and entertainment for the full package.
That would really be nice.
All right. Hope they're all listening. Well, so thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me. I appreciate it, and I hope that
thank you.
We've learned a thing or two at least.
Well, I hope.
Thank you. Why Afrobeat for you, if I may ask?
Well, for me, Afrobeat is very addictive. The groove is very addictive, you know. The beat is very addictive, and it combines, traditional African instruments like the Gbedu drum. It employs the jazz guitar, the rhythm guitar. It's great, and Fela created that genre, But it really, the roots of it from high life, from all kinds of different forms of traditional Nigerian music.
And so, how would you say Fela has influenced your music making? How your sound?
Oh, I think it's influenced it a great deal. Yeah, definitely. I think with the style of my vocal delivery is very Fela-esque, if I can say it like that. And the beat that I try and employ, I have a brass section, in the band. So yeah. I mean, it's Fela inspired.
So then what do you see as the significance of an event like this that celebrates his life and his legacy and has artists come and perform?
Well, I mean, Fela used to have a saying. In fact, that's the meaning of his name. It's like, Anikulako. It means I have death in my pocket. And Fela says, I will never die, they can't kill me. And Felabration is a result of that. It's an evolving, ongoing thing of his legacy. And it won't die, it will never die. It will carry on, it will evolve, it will become bigger and better.
Can you speak to the larger impact that you see that Fela has had on Nigeria?
It's very simple. Fela fought for the poor man on the streets. He stood up for the rights of the poor man, and he really, in essence, he suffered for it. He went through a lot of personal pain. So we have something to learn. And I'll be honest with you, Fela was ahead of his time. So we're catching up. That's all we're doing is catching up. Right now, I'm about to make a movie titled Kalakuta Express, in which really the movie is really about philosophy. Fela's voice narrates throughout the film. So it's part of this ongoing evolving of Fela's message, which is, can we please care for the poor man next door? Please, that's it.
So along those lines then, would you say that you see the future of our younger artists coming up? Do you see any of them having the same impact or even headed thinking in that direction?
I think they will think in that direction, definitely. I think a lot of them will think in that direction. But I don't think we can have anyone on that same iconic figure. I mean, they just don't come. They come, yeah, you know, like a shooting star. They don't come every day, you know, woof, and that's it, you know. I mean, Fela's in the same league as the greats, you know, the Louis Armstrongs, the Coltranes, you know, James Browns, you know. He's in that league, and you know, the Bob Marleys, you know, and he doesn't. They don't come every day, man. We were lucky to have him, and I believe we now need to learn more from him. A pity that we're doing that only when the man is gone, but that's the way, you know, that's the way the gods have ordained it.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Ojo.
Thank you.
And keep an eye out for his documentary.
Yes, it's going to be a movie titled Kalakuta Express. You know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How big that is proper? Kalakuta Republic is just an artistic expression. Artistic expression indeed. Then Biafra must have been an erotic expression. My friend, this is a military government, not a democracy.
Are you saying it is because we got our ideas and our Republic that I made the government to come and burn the place down?
Yes! Yes! After all, we all saw it coming.
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything.
Daniel! You don't see anything. Okay, let's objectively look at the lyrics of some of our recent songs, like Zombie we sang earlier on and Ojolegba. Now tell me, do you think any government, what itself, we allow such lyrics go unreplied?
Unreplied like how?
Like how? Like we all received yesterday. And I still idle here as a consequence of
Ojolegba and Zombie are mere metaphorical expression of an artist telling his political and social environment. A product of artistic news.
my friend, this is the military government. Made up of men that does the talk of crushing the Biafran agenda. Yes. They are not academics and experts in literature to understand the meaning of metaphor and muse. And besides, there's nothing amusing about the lyrics of our songs.
I'm here with Mr. Theo Lawson, chairman of the organizing committee for Felabration. You've been very involved with Fela's legacy, it would seem. You helped build his tomb, and you seem dedicated to preserving his heritage. And so, what is the reason behind your drive to do this? What impact has he had on you? We'd like to know.
Firstly, I think I got hooked on Fela's music quite early on as a kid. Not as a kid, I mean growing up. And I never met Fela, but in school, studying architecture in England, I needed something. I found Fela's music to be a strong anchor to, in terms of finding a sense of belonging, sense of an African essence that I could show the world and say, look, this is the culture I come from, and the strongest thing I could actually present to my teachers, my lecturers in school, and say, look, this is where I'm coming from, and on this basis, judge my work, and that kind of thing. So Fela gave us a sense of pride, you know, and that's, yeah.
Great. So how long did it take to plan an event on this scale, inviting performers?
Well, we're getting better at this. Getting better, I think, or maybe worse, I don't know. Each year it's always an uphill task getting the sponsorship first. We usually have our concepts pretty much earlier on. I mean, what our themes, and perhaps who we'd wish to invite. But with each concept, there's a budget, and well, we're all committee members, volunteers, so we're not like full-time members of the committee. We all have our day jobs, and so we reached out to a lot of marketing companies, or we reached out to a particular marketing company this year with the hope of driving the sponsorship. Unfortunately, they let us down at the very last moment, and we had to kick into gear and try to go back to our old sponsors and try to eke up as little as we could, whatever we could get. So it's the major problem we have is that of sponsorship, and but the concept is always always constant. I mean, we have a good idea each time we meet early and try to work out the theme. Usually around Fela's music or something that's topical in the country and something Fela sang about. Yeah, so that's it.
So how do you decide? I mean, I guess you decide according to the theme, but how do you decide what artists perform, what musicians you host at this event, considering, what Fela is about?
Well, the thing is, mostly Nigerian artists are all welcome because they all come for love. They all come to express their love for Fela and their love for his legacy. But we choose an international artist whom we feel would be best suited to the theme of the year. Last year was Bob Marley. It was Bob Marley's. We had the theme was Movement of the People, and one because that's Fela's political party. He had a song in that theme, and Bob Marley had Movement of Jah People, and we invited his wife for the symposium and his son for the concerts. This year the theme was Legends, so we have Don Carlos, who's a major legend in his own right.
Right. So
ideally, I mean,
yes.
Our real wish would be to bring someone like Stevie Wonder, because Stevie Wonder was with Fela during Festac. He left a few days before Fela's house was burnt, and that would have been a major coup if we could get Stevie Wonder. We also looked at someone like Carlos Santana, who's recently did a cover of Femi's song. We also, we played around with Paul McCartney because he also had visited Fela and he had a lot of good things to say about Fela. But it's all a matter of being able to afford it.
So options for the next upcoming years potentially, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It also depends on what the political climate is like, because we respond to what's happening around us. The theme usually is topical. Last year, Movement of the People again had to do with the forthcoming elections and everything, and getting people to sensitize people towards the elections. This year's theme, Legends, Who No Go No, deals with the issue of the history, a lack of, the decline in history education in schools. Yeah, history appreciation. So we introduced Fela's legends, Mandela, Patrice Lumumba and co. For the young guys, go find out who these people are and what they represented. So essentially, it's a trigger to the young people to go search. Yeah.
All right. So then, along those lines, aside from appreciating their history, what else would you hope for people who attend these events of this week, who attended these events, to take away from it?
Well, basically, we survived Ebola. One, because you see, the concert almost didn't hold because of the Ebola scare, epidemic. It wasn't quite an epidemic just yet, but the Ebola outbreak. But it was also a celebration of that. Nigeria survived it. Nigeria went through it as a nation, and with that we can actually forge a sense of unity, a stronger bond that might help us fight other things that plague our country. Yeah.
All right then. Thank you very much.
Hi there, this is Wale Ojo and you are watching Sahara TV. Peace.
Hi, my name is Normalus. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and you're watching Sahara TV, everything about Africa.
My name is Theo Lawson. You're watching Sahara TV, everything African. Stay tuned.
And that is the end of Felabration. Keep an eye out for next year. It promises to be exciting. This is Mohini Ufeli for Sahara TV.